Hi, hello. Welcome back to my YouTube channel, or to my YouTube channel. I feel like this is the first video being put out. Today we will be having a quick and brief playthrough of the video game Enter the Gungeon. Now this is me post-editing, or this is me during editing, and I'm still working out the kinks with audio, so I don't know how to paste this alongside the video, but so instead you're just going to get random clips of me explaining over me explaining already, because there's a clip of me explaining what's going on in the video game already. So you're just going to get these explanations over those explanations. Wherever there's a lapse in conversation or falsely put out information, I'm just going to be correcting myself, and I hope you bear with me. But yeah, that's basically it. Into the video. Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we'll be exploring the video game world of Enter the Gungeon. This is a 2D 2.5D video game I came across a couple years ago when I first got into college. I'd recommend it as a casual multiplayer couch co-op dungeon-based RPG game. And so far from what I have seen through my playthroughs, I would like to liken this to a D&D ripoff. Oh, sorry, not ripoff, variant, a D&D variant. And it has some really unique elements and characteristics that has made it a really fun and enjoyable game for me through every playthrough I've had. I'm currently This is the first playthrough I'm having to put out ever, so I'm currently a ways in the game already, but I'm going to try my best to explain what I can when I can, however I can. And without further yapping, let's get into it. So you spawn in to this dungeon-like lobby thing, and you're given the option to pick between four characters. And from my personal experience so far, this game is really sexist. Okay, there's two male characters and two female characters, and we have a cultist, a character who is only available for multiplayer options, and a character of no known origin. I mean, seriously, if you ever try to use the cultist to interact with any character, oh, by the way, there's a lot of interactable characters in the video game. If you ever try to use the cultist to interact with anyone else, you just get shunned or pushed to the side or ignored. But that's by the way. We have the main character, or I call him the main character, my main character. We have the Marine. He's equipped with a Marine sidearm, typical Marine stuff. He comes with armor like right off the bat, and he shoots straighter than every other character there is on this game. And trust me, that is the reason why he's the main character. Nobody else can shoot straight to save their lives. And we have the pilots. He's a character that I personally have never used. He just has a really punchable face for some reason. I don't know why. I have never even thought of using him. And we have the other characters, the convict. Now, this is a character that I stumbled upon by accident. I was showing a friend of mine that there was more to the game than just the character I used, and I just picked the convict for fun before exiting the game. And then on restarting the game, I hit the quick start option that you're given in the beginning, and it just threw me into a match with her. So I got to experience it. It wasn't really bad actually. It was a solid 6 out of 10 playthrough because she comes equipped with a lot of handicaps that the male characters don't have. For example, she gets rage buffs. If she gets hit, she can slow down time. I know, doesn't make any sense. Although she shoots the worst, like she has no aim. It's just potato. And we have the Huntress. I mean, it's called the Hunter, but the Huntress. She's a female character. I only use her because she has a dog companion. And do I really need to say more? Well, without further ado, the dynamics of the game is pretty simple. I call it 2.5D because it's a 2D surface with up, down, left, right, but there's still depth. There's height. You can jump and you can fall. And I don't mean in a platformer variant manner. No, this is actual depth or illusionary depth. Not too sure how to explain this, but carrying on. Now, the game has a bunch of interactable characters. Some you meet in the dungeon, some you free from the dungeon, and yeah, you're usually given quests. Like, there's characters that when you free them on the outside, they give you quests or they give you buffs, or sometimes they give you nerfs. So you have to be careful of who you interact with and who you actually help. So yeah, that's basically it for the lobby area, and heading into the gungeon. Ah, yes, the Gungeon. The cleverly named dungeon. It's a dungeon that consists of guns. And there is no easier way to say this. It's literally a dungeon that consists of guns. You find guns in the dungeon buried across different chests, or you can buy them from the store, the ever so appearing store on every floor. And you use said guns that you acquire to fight against, well, you guessed it, gun related enemies. According to the game, they're called the gunfolk or the gunkin. You're basically fighting either bullets, bombs, grenades, or mythical creatures that for some reason are related to firearms in this modern day and age. It's a pretty clever way to integrate this into a video game. I'm not even going to lie. That's one of the most key factors that sells this game for me actually. So you spawn into the dungeon. You always start on level on the first floor, floor one. I was about to say level, and each floors have different names and different unique bosses and different characteristics. On the first floor, it takes about 3 or 4 of the regular bullets. You come equipped with your personal weapon. Each of the 4 characters and the cultist has their personal sidearm. You come equipped with that, and the first floor, the enemies are relatively easy. You get about 7 different doors you need to clear before you go to the boss room, and on average, the first floor is where most people have their first reckoning. You come to realize that the game is out to get you. Okay, the first time you play the first floor, it's going to be relatively easy. The more you play the first floor, the harder it gets. Like it records your abilities and it gives you more people. Like the more you repeat a floor, the more people you meet. And the only thing I would say I'm not really proud of with this game is the fact that there is no save situation. Like there is a save option for when you clear a floor. You have the ability to leave the dungeon and to go back to the lobby until whenever you're ready to challenge the dungeon again. Then you continue from the save state. But if you want to take it a step further, you're going to have to collect all of the required items to create your own elevator, which I will be going further into in the next video. But you need to collect as many items to help the worker guy to help you build your own elevator. And with that elevator, you can basically start from any floor that you have unlocked. Not unlocked as in visited, no, the floors you've collected the items to be able to access. And currently, I'm all the way up to floor 3. I've collected the items for floor 2 and floor 3. And floor 4 is just currently out of my reach, so I don't really know how to handle that yet. But yeah, um that's basically the overall gist of the floors. Now, boss fights, on the other hand, is a really interesting concept in this game because, like I said, different floors equals different characters, and over time, the floors get harder. It's not the same with the bosses though. You have fixed bosses for each floor. You so far, I've been able to encounter all the bosses for floor one. You get 3 different variants. There's the Pigeon Man, there's the King, the Bullet King, and there's the Bullet Twins. Those are the worst to get, and for some reason I've been getting them a lot, probably because I've played through the first floor a lot. And on the second floor there's, I think, also 3 villains, the 3 main bosses that you have to go through. But I'll be able to go over them in a deeper playthrough. But yeah, basically, you just play the boss, you try to dodge every single attack from him, and if you're lucky in dodging every single attack he dishes out, you get the achievement Floor Master. That means you've done the best you can on that floor. And if you do get the achievement across every single floor, you get Gungeon Master, which is something I am yet to get, but hopefully one of these days I'll be streaming myself winning that. It's something I've been hoping to do since I started playing this game a couple years ago. um, but yeah, the bosses are really annoying to say the least because they have patterns. You can identify the patterns and learn from them, but usually what ends up stopping you is whatever floor you fight them on, because floor 1 has fixed boss stages but floor 2 has obstacles and stuff, and from floor 3 it's just a different ballpark. You're not just facing obstacles, you're facing a lot of other factors as well. But yeah, the boss fights are they're not something to overlook, and to be fair, they're the most exciting part of every floor. So yeah. So yeah, the boss fights might be the most exciting part, but don't get me started on these characters. So far I have been able to unlock, I think, 30% of the more bestiary, if I'm allowed to call it that. Don't sue me, Minecraft. But it's called the Anosium. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right, but it's in the pause menu. It's basically a guidebook to the gungeon. It gives you brief history details on every mob you come by, on every gun you pick up, and every boss and boss fight there is. We have really crazy characters that I am starting to realize are D&D inspired, because recently I got into the fictional world of D&D. If you know anyone that plays in Nigeria or like has a Discord server that wouldn't mind having an extra, I would love to join. But that being said, most of the characters are D&D inspired. We have behosters, which are the gun versions of beholders, and their eyes do shoot lasers. Yes, instead of multiple eyes, though, they have multiple guns. And we have the spiders. I can't remember what they're called, but it's basically D&D on steroids if you gave it an AK-47. Speaking of which, you will come across a lot of AK wielding mobs, if I'm allowed to call them that, gunfolk. Yeah, I remember that's what they're called. You come across a lot of AK wielding gunfolk, and you come across shotgun kins. That's mostly the shotgun heads. And there's mages, there's arc mages, there's dark mages, there's plant based creatures, there's poisons, there's toxins, there's a whole lot of everything. Like if I was to list off what I've been through, it'd probably just end up being me freestyling about all the mobs I've come across anyways. But it's for the better part of it, it's a really, really respectable experience. I would always and every way and sorry, I will always and in every way recommend this to that person who has one friend and just needs a relaxing dungeon escapade type video game. This is it's perfect. 10 out of 10 in that situation. Although I still do have some qualms about it. And I might be late to the game, but apparently there's an Enter the Gungeon 2 and there's an Exit the Gungeon, the more 2D version of it. But when I have more time, or after I finally beat the first version, I will be making a series on that one. Okay, that more or less summarizes a basic run through of a game of Enter the Gungeon. So far, solid experience, and I will be posting the full unfiltered version of me playing with audio from the game. And yeah, let's see how it goes from here. Once again, this is Kid trying his best.
When we drive, don't give a damn what they say in the crowd. Your hands on my cheek and my hands on your thighs. Ooh, don't have no questions tonight.